Okay, before we start the official meeting, we're going to have the fun meeting. So I'm going to ask Councilman Terry McSweeney if he wouldn't mind come forward making a special presentation.
Thank you, Supervisor. So I have the distinct honor to recognize Katie Riley for all of, for all of the hard work that she's done as a trainee and now as a full-time with planning and development. And planning and development is a very unique department, whereas they are very busy at all times. And a lot of times, I know I can speak for probably the entire town board here, we're under the gun of some of our residents to, I need my permit right now, and it's and working with the planning department is so easy, and it's because of employees like Katie that makes our job much easier and makes it easier for us to respond to our residents. So on behalf of the supervisor and the rest of the town board, we'd like to offer you this certificate of appreciation for all of the hard work that you've done with us. And we love having you on our team, and we look forward to continuing our great journey.
Employee of the month. And I'll just add, I'll speak on behalf of Katie, right? As long as everyone holds up their Katie signs all at once. There we go. Okay. And I will just say, and I know Dwayne, Tony, myself, Anthony, all are very grateful. I mean, she's only been here in terms of employees, she's been here a short period of time, although she's pretty much been here a long period of time when she first started working with us. And Rachel said, we've got to make sure that she stays here and is permanent because of just how organized she is, how compassionate she is, just makes everybody feel very good when they come in. And like Terry said, sometimes it's stressful situations where they're going through an approval process, and she just makes it. We've gotten so many emails. Jerry has heard the same thing over the last several years. Many emails have come in thanking her directly for making the process so much easier. So Katie, you make us all look good, and that's why everyone decided you were Employee of the Month in November. Congratulations. Rachel, did you want to say something?
I think you guys have really said it all, and we should end her
torture?
her torture at this point. Just that she is fantastic, and we're very thankful to have her. Her growth has been tremendous, from an office assistant to a planner trainee and now a full planner.
And let's not forget secretary of the
Zoning board.
No.
Rental
rental board.
Yep, absolutely.
Steve, you want to take up there, and then we'll get all the Katie.
The Katies,
The Katies will be up there as well.
the groupies.
All right, you stay here. All the Katies, come on up.
Don't be shy. Yes.
looks like a good group.
Here we go. 1, 2, one more.
Who are you?
All right, guys.
Oh, really? Bad accident out here? Oh.
David Love.
Hey, Bob. How are you, bud? Thanks for everything. Congratulations, yeah. Yes, I will. Thank you, thank you. All right, so I don't know if our next employee of the month brought his fan club with him, but I'm going to ask,
We are fan.
we'll present this together. So we went to his, what is it, 80th birthday last night? Jorge, come on up here. Jorge Rosario.
No, we're his fan club.
Yeah, that's right. We are his fan club. Tony just corrected me. We definitely are his fan club because I can't say enough about this individual. We were lucky when he decided to make a career move and he became available to work here in the town attorney's office. And he has just been tremendous, not only, and Joe Wilson, our town attorney, will tell you, with whatever he's given out of there, but the other projects he has taken on, he's literally, the work ethic, the dedication, the commitment is tremendous. Obviously, he's military, so he understands the beat, to keep things moving along, but he's literally got like 7 different things going at any one given time, and very serious things, because it's all quality of life, really bad situations. He'll tell you stories about warrants that he goes on or works with Ronnie and Sylvia and the other ordinance enforcement officers, the town investigators, Matt Lewis, and public safety. And they find really terrible situations. A lot of times, Child Protective Services has to get involved, or Adult Protective Services, the animal shelter, animals being abused, not cared for properly. And so it's not the glamorous things that some people might want to be involved in, but it has to be done because it's important to our community. And Tony and I and the other members of the town board are committed to doing that. And Jorge is the general in keeping that moving. So, Tony,
Thank you, Supervisor.
say?
I'd like to echo what Supervisor Schaefer just said. Jorge, we got lucky, and he was running for judge too, but I think he wasn't meant to be at that moment.
We all voted for the other guy.
I agree. We got very lucky. I guess it wasn't his time, but his time will come.
Yes.
And the time that the work that he has done here in the town of Babylon has really cleaned up the town tremendously. He also, he made sure that the new rental review board that we created, that he actually shepherded, in its infancy before he passed the baton to another town attorney. And I am just so grateful on behalf of the people of the town of Babylon, for the work that you do, because you make their quality of life better. But you also are a gentleman, and the way you treat your investigators, and the way you work with Eddie Salas, and the way you work with the public safety, the way you work with everybody, it's amazing. But I've also learned that he's got a temper. But he's balanced. So I just want to.
His sons just walked in. Could we ask the kids? Does he have a temper? No. They do push-ups?
No, you're an amazing public servant. And on behalf of Supervisor Schaefer, myself, and the entire town board, Jerry Campitello, Jen Montiglio, I want to say thank you.
Just be quick. I want to say thank you, and as we all know, the work is impossible without teamwork. As it was mentioned, you know, we have great leadership here. Our town council, our leaders here, Rich and Tony. Public safety, we have great leaders there. Code enforcement, and I know Katie was honored before, and I got to work with Katie, and I tell you how awesome she is, and all the different components, the rental division, and so I saw Diana here earlier. All these things being put together, Room 19, every division, the building department, planning, you know, we're all communicating, Kelly on the rental board, and also with the demolitions that you guys, all these components, and it's made easy because we had such great people, and if we didn't have the right people in place, none of this could happen. And also, I just really want to also thanks Joe for letting me do my thing, whatever that is. And I really, truly appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
You want to take, yeah. We'll take one up here. Now is, can we have the family come on up? Carol? Hey, come on, hello. You gonna join Dad up there?
The real boss got in there.
She's in charge. The woman made this.
What a smile. Beautiful. 1, 2.
Is that for, where is he? Oh, there he is. We'll do Ethan now.
Wait.
Oh,
Mike Alvarado just texted me.
oh,
He said for the finance.
Ethan, okay. Yep, hey, Spence, the other person's not here.
Oh,
There's nothing, do we have any? Oh, she will. Oh, no, well, we'll get it started. He's on his way?
yeah.
Okay. Mayor Adams. So we have a very special presentation. Come on up here. Sure. Yeah, that we'd like to do, and he's becoming a regular here at the town board meeting. But I'm going to turn it over to Councilman McSweeney for presentation.
Ethan, why don't you come up? Congratulations. So, I don't know who remembers Ethan from a few months ago, but Ethan was here because we were honoring him. He was doing all the work necessary for his award, for the Duke of Edinburgh Award. And Ethan loves to contribute to the community. He loves to do things that are very community orientated. So much so that he wrote a speech about giving back to the community. But there were 3 things that you had to do for the Duke of Edinburgh Award, right? One was physical, and you had to improve in a sport. So he picked bowling. The other one was...
Volunteering at the senior center.
Right, he had a volunteer, so he picked to volunteer at the Spangle Drive Senior Center. And the third was really said getting over a fear, right? Adventurous, right? And he picked public speaking.
And the adventurous journey of the Roman Colosseum virtual tour.
I'm going to let you speak then. But Ethan overcomes many obstacles throughout his day, so much so that Newsday wanted to write an article about all the hard work and the difficulties that he has every day. And speaking to Ethan and getting to know Ethan, there is no disability. We really circle the ability of that part. Ethan has a touch of autism, right? And I've never seen somebody so driven who could have every reason to kind of just stop and say, this is my life, this is what I wanted, these are the cards that I'm dealt with. But Ethan gets up every morning, and like I said, he wants to figure out how I can go forward and make today a brighter day and a more successful day than it was yesterday. And I just wanted to say, on behalf of the entire town board, that we love having you here with us today. We have a couple of parting gifts as well, but I'm going to let you speak on your adventurous journey. And in the meantime, I want to give you this proclamation on behalf of the supervisor and the entire town board. You want to read the speech?
Okay. So we're fortunate to be joined by our Babylon Village Mayor, Mary Adams, who's here, and she wanted to make a presentation on behalf of the village and the village board. Mayor?
Thank you, Town Supervisor, and thank you, Councilman McSweeney. When I first met Ethan, it was actually through Councilman McSweeney, and I was told about this young gentleman that has, his interests are in the community and making the community better. And so the village board, we had Ethan come in, do his speech on community service, and I don't think there's a better exemplary of that than our town supervisor and certainly Councilman McSweeney and the rest of the town board. But Ethan is right up there. So Ethan, I wanted to present you with this proclamation. Congratulations on your Duke of Edinburgh International Award, and keep up the great work, and we're looking for greater things coming from you. So thank you very much, Ethan.
So Ethan, do you want to say something?
Sure, I'd love to. I'm not shy at all.
Show us that public speaking.
Thank you. This took about a year to do. I started this in February. I found out this in January. So I volunteered at the Spangle Drive Senior Center. I did public speaking with Terrence McSweeney. We wrote a nice speech about community service. And then I did bowling, where my goal was to get 100 or more without bumpers, which I achieved a few times. And then for an adventurous journey, I did a virtual tour of the Roman Colosseum, did a little report on that. Also did a report on my California adventure I took over the summer with my mom. And it just all came together. On my hard work, it paid off. This is for anyone ages 14 to 24. If you have kids ages 14 to 24, grandkids, nieces, nephew, encourage them to go for this. This is a great program, and they learn a lot about themselves, unleash their potential, and it's like the same as the congressional award I went for last year with the help of Dwayne Gregory, also for 14 to 24-year-olds, and it's just a great award program. And when you get the gold medal, you get to go to Washington, D.C., and you'll be recognized in a ceremony with all the other gold medalists, make a lot of friends. It's a very unique experience, and I'm glad I went for it. I'm really glad. You know, it's been a life-changing experience for me, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't. Thank you.
What was the best part of the Spangle Drive Senior Citizen Center? And don't say the lunch.
Well, I didn't have the lunch, actually. I served the lunch, but I didn't.
Served it, okay.
Yeah, I served it, but I
What
didn't
was your
eat it.
best part at Spangle?
Interacting with the seniors was my best part. I played card games with them. I was dancing with them when they had, what's his name? Captain, I forgot his name. But they would have dancing on Wednesdays, so I would dance with the seniors, play cards with them. I would interact with them. That was the best part of being at the senior center. And I thank Carolyn for allowing me to volunteer there. And it was just an amazing experience.
Carolyn Epifani.
Yes.
We got one more presentation we'd like to give you. So I'm going to ask Spencer from Senator Martinez's office if he wouldn't mind coming forward on behalf of Senator Monica Martinez.
Thank you, Supervisor. My name is Spencer. I'm from Senator Monica Martinez's office. When we heard from the town and from Ethan and his family about his accomplishments, we wanted to recognize him with a proclamation. So Ethan, congratulations on receiving the Duke of Edinburgh Award.
And last but not least, what did you take the long way to get here? All the traffic outside?
Yeah, it's going to take a helicopter and land it on the roof.
Our good friend, Mayor Mike Laverado, who's the mayor of the village of Lindenhurst.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I apologize for blowing in like the wind. Ethan, I didn't want to miss this. As you know, we met at Village Hall when you came to first speak to us and give us a little speech. But I have a little special gift for you if I could just find my glasses so I can actually read it. So if you'll forgive me, I just want to be part of your day here, but I have a little special, and I'm sure that you've already gotten something like this. But on our behalf, I, Mike Laverado, Mayor of the Village of Lindenhurst, along with unanimous support of the Village Board, do hereby recognize and congratulate Ethan Klinowski for achieving the Duke of Edinburgh International Award. Also hereby proclaim Thursday, December 21st as Ethan Klinowski Day in the Village of Lindenhurst. So forever and ever. Just promise me you won't drive on the sidewalk or anything like that. Other than that, it's all good.
And one final presentation, right? Nick, are you here for this? No, okay, sorry, Nick's not gonna make a presentation to you. But Terry has a presentation.
So Ethan had requested cookies.
Oh,
So the town board chipped in. We got you some nice cookies. All right. We got you a little something maybe to do with some Christmas shopping. The gift card. And Ethan and I spent a lot of time. I put some gum in here too. But Ethan and I spent a lot of time talking about volunteerism, and we have a lot of volunteer fire departments. But I got you one of my work T-shirts from New York City that you can wear proudly too.
so can we take a picture with you?
Yeah.
Do we gotta talk to your agent first? or-
Maybe.
Come on up here. Well, I'm going to ask you to come on up and introduce Meg. So we're lucky to have Rich Grow here, who runs our geese, what is it called? The official name? Waterfowl Control program that has been very successful over the years. And I want to ask him if he wouldn't mind introducing our December Employee of the Month. Go ahead.
This is Meg Sharp, and this is Callie Rose. This is her dog, and they go to all our parks and chase the geese, and they're out there all the time. And Meg has got some special qualities too, because she not only chases the geese, but if there's like an animal that's in trouble, and for example, there was a swan. It was walking down Little East Neck Road, and she rescued that baby swan. It surely would have been killed. So, and that's just one of the times she rescued animals. So she's a great person, great employee. We're very lucky to have her.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And Councilman Gregory is going to present the official award.
So if I may, on behalf of the town board, and I am a member of the committee that made the decision, it was tough competition, but we certainly are confident in our choice for all the great work that you do to make our parks and our town as clean as it can be, and everyone just has tremendous things to say about you. So congratulations, keep up the good work.
Would you mind taking a picture?
Not at all.
We'll have a picture right up there. Cal, come on.
We also got you cookies.
Oh,
Jen Olsheimer.
And milk foam.
And I got milk foam.
Thank you so much.
Is that Callie's flavor?
Whoops, we're gonna lose it.
Good?
Rich, can you, hi, Rich. Can you ask Rich to hold that? Could you just hold that?
Yeah, sure. Oh.
Thank you. Hold the cookies, Rich.
I think he wants.
Which one, Rich? The dog biscuits or the chocolate chips?
Callie, you gonna smile at Steve?
Callie, there's a num-num over here.
Callie's too excited about Santa.
Make a sound, a geese sound. Like a goose sound.
Callie, remember what I told you about the board meeting?
That's all right. That's good. There we go.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Ethan, we have one more proclamation award. So I want to introduce one of our Deputy District Attorney representing District Attorney Ray Tierney, Jim Shalfo, for our presentation. Jim?
Thank you, Rich. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry that I'm late. In case you don't know, there's a road closed. It took me quite a long time to go my last mile or two. But anyway, Ethan, I want to congratulate you on behalf of our District Attorney, Ray Tierney. Ray was very impressed by your resume. He was able to read through the Newsday article that we received, and there were some conversations with your mom as well. Right. I want to say congratulations, 104 awards. That's unbelievable. So congratulations on the record, and on behalf of our District Attorney, there you go.
Yeah, why don't you, yep.
Congratulations.
Good? So can I ask everyone to please rise for a salute to the flag? To the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I'd ask that you keep in your thoughts and prayers the brave servicemen and women serving our country, both here and abroad. Thank you. Please be seated. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta.
Here.
Councilman Martinez.
Here.
Councilman McSweeney.
Here.
Councilman Gregory.
Here.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I am here. So we have all five present. We have a quorum. This is the Wednesday, December 20th, 2023 meeting of the Babylon Town Board. For those of you here for your first time, or if you're watching us on our YouTube channel live at 3 p.m. on December 20th, the meeting is divided up into three sections. The first is dedicated to the public hearings. There are 7 public hearings scheduled for today. So if you're interested in addressing the board on any one of the 7 public hearings, you need to fill out a card up front and file with our town clerk. The second portion is dedicated to the agenda. Agendas are available on the table up front. If you're interested in addressing the board on any... Oh. Hello? Okay. If you're interested in addressing the board on any of the items listed on the agenda, we'd ask you to fill out a card up front and file with our town clerk. And the third portion is the open portion. That's when residents can come forward and address the board on any matters concerning town government or town services that are not on today's agenda. If you're, again, watching us on our YouTube channel, you can click on the link on the channel. That'll take you to today's agenda. You can send us a message through that link, either 3 o'clock today live, or that link will remain live for future viewing. We will respond to any questions or concerns. And again, you can address either matters on today's agenda or any matters concerning town government or town services. With that, we'll go into the public hearings. And the first public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 89, Building Construction, Article 2, General and Administrative Positions. I don't have any cards for this public hearing, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, seconded by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearings closed, decision reserved. Second public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 15 of the Babylon Town Code, Department of Public Safety Enforcement. Don't have any cards for that, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. Third public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the plan, report, and map for Commercial Garbage District Number 2. I don't have any cards for that, so I'll take a motion from Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. Fourth public hearing is a public hearing regarding certain fire protection contracts in an ambulance district. I don't have any cards for that, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman Mineta, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. Fifth public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 213, Articles 4G, Industrial District. I'm gonna take a motion to adjourn that public hearing to January 17th at 7 p.m. here by Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That hearing is adjourned till January 17th at 7 p.m. Six public hearings, public hearing reference to considering a local law to amend provisions of the zoning code related to marijuana-related establishments. Again, I'm going to take a motion to adjourn that public hearing to January 17th at 7 p.m. here by Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman Mineta. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That hearing is adjourned to January 17th at 7 p.m. Seventh public hearing is public hearing in reference to a special exception use permit application of the Oil and Lubricant Depot LLC, Planning Board Job 22-28AH for the premises identified I'm sorry? You're here to address that? Okay, we'll call you up for that. I'm sorry, Planning Board Job 22-28AH for the premises identified by Suffolk County Tax Map Number 0100-201-64.038, located on the west side of Court Street, 132 feet north of Ralph Avenue in Copeg, and for the applicant.
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, Darrell J. Conway. 57 West Main Street, Babylon, New York.
Thank you, Mr. Conway.
Good afternoon. I represent the applicant, the Oil and Lubricant Depot LLC, located at 65 Court Street in Copeg. With me today, I have our architect, Anthony Garrett, the principal of Billow and Garrett Group Architects from Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Also, Jeffrey Samet, Todd Siegel, project manager, and 2 employees that actually are workforce managers for the site. The site itself is at 65 Court Street, District 100, Section 201, Block 2, Lot 64008. The total acreage is 181,994 square feet, 4.14 acres. It is bounded on the east side by Court Street and the west side by Cedar. It is Zone G Industry. We are here today seeking a special exception use permit from the town board for the wholesale storage of petroleum product pursuant to section 213-384 of the town code. There is a pending site plan application before the planning board for the interior alteration and facade renovations of 2 existing masonry buildings and arising from the change of use from a school bus depot to a warehouse. The site plan petition was heard by the planning board on October 16, 2023. Reviewing the code provision 213-384, which requires the town board special exception, it is clear when you look at the wording that they are referring to the refinement, meaning the production of oil product, and but the fact it also goes into the fact that it requires a special exception for the storage of wholesale petroleum. We are in fact storing wholesale petroleum, but we are not producing any petroleum. So we're encompassed within that code requirement, but we're here to tell the town board exactly what we are doing. We are far from the refinement or production of oil, of petroleum. The site itself is surrounded by a variety of warehouse and industrial uses. It is on the north side. It's north of Sunrise Highway, right at Straight Path and that industrial area in that location in Copeg. To the north, it abuts a vacant lot, Zone G Industry, and an unopened paper street. We have already agreed to the covenants and restrictions and conditions that were requested by the planning board by a memo dated October 10th, 2021 from Deputy Commissioner Liz White. As I indicated, the site improvements consist of 2 existing masonry warehouse buildings. Building number 1, the largest one, is 57,014 square feet, which will be used for warehousing. And the second building is 7,141 square feet, which is also strictly for warehousing. The petitioner's business is the acquisition of wholesale oil and automotive lubricant supplies throughout the Northeast, which is wrapped and packaged on pallets at the manufacturing plant away from here, as I said, throughout the Northeast, and then shipped by tractor trailer to the petitioner's warehouse, the subject site. The product is received at the warehouse in shipping bays, removed by forklifts, and stored inside the warehouse. Thereafter, the wrapped pallets, again, are organized for shipment to the petitioner's other distribution warehouse in Wyandanch. The pallets are in their original protective wrapping at all times when they're loaded from the tractor trailer into the warehouse and from the warehouse back out into a tractor trailer. All the product is contained in strictly 3 types of containers. This is a 1-quart container, this is a 5-quart container, and then there are 55-gallon drums, which I didn't want to produce today. But all of these products are wrapped, again, at the manufacturer's plant. They at no time are they ever unsealed. They are strictly kept by themselves on a pallet. The containers are singularly and separately packaged with each other, limiting any potential environmental damage to one of the containers. That would be restricted and would not affect the stability of any other pallets stored at the site. There is no significant environmental threat posed by the storage of the individual containers and pallets. We want to make it clear to this board, and we've made it clear to the planning board, that in fact, all the oil products are stored in small containers, and there are no large oil storage tanks on site, whether above ground or below ground. Nor do we refine petroleum. We only receive petroleum that's already been refined. The use is strictly contained in the self-contained containers. The hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. We estimate 7 delivery trucks a day, and then they will be coming in the Cedar Gate. Coming through the Cedar Gate, they will unload the tractor trailers, and they will exit through the same gate. They will not be coming through the Court Street gate. We are also cognizant of the neighbors that came out at the planning board hearing, and they were concerned about the truck traffic. We installed signs on the gate prohibiting any trucks coming out of the gate on Cedar to make a right into that residential area to the north. All instructions to the trucking companies have been to access this site from Sunrise Highway up Court Street, then making a left, and then coming into Cedar. At no time are they permitted, or we certainly have instructed them on numerous occasions to stay away from the residential area. In fact, if you take a look at these streets, the 41st Street and also Atlantic, which is actually this continuation of Cedar, it's just changed to Atlantic, it's a very tight turn. So tractor trailers really are not invited to be in that type of area. And we have made it crystal clear to all of our truckers that they should stay south, come in off of Sunrise, and leave from Sunrise. It's important that the board realize that the proposed warehouse use is replacing a school bus depot, which stored and operated between 50 to 75 buses on site. The depot would begin at 6:30 a.m. with the idling of all those buses and the arrival and parking of the numerous drivers' vehicles throughout, not only throughout the site, but on the roadways. Thereafter, they would disperse the buses at about 7:30, and those buses would travel throughout wherever they're going, because this was Acme Bus Company, and they had various contracts throughout the town and Suffolk County. Whether they were going down through the residential area, we don't know. But they would then return at between 10 and 11 a.m., and then reinitiate the same procedure at 1:30 and return at 4 p.m. every weekday. Merely the elimination of the fumes of the idling buses from 6 or 7:30 to the time that they leave, merely that alone shows that this is a positive change of the use. We are literally going to restrict, we're down to 7 tractor trailers that come in. They don't idle. They have to turn off, by state law, you have to turn off your motor when you're being unloaded, and then they turn it back on and they leave. This is quite a difference from having 75 buses sitting there for an hour idling. On top of that, we're eliminating all of the traffic that used to come, that was generated by this depot. If you have 75 buses, that means you have 75 drivers. And in fact, some of the smaller buses would have matrons on them. So you're talking about eliminating over 100, I'd say 110 people. and obviously the traffic and the parking. The site is regulated by the Suffolk County Department of Health Office of Pollution Control because it has storage of petroleum product. I am happy to provide to the town board at this time the Suffolk County Department of Health permit, which was issued by the Suffolk County Department of Health on December 12th, authorizing and approving the construction of the petroleum storage facility of 767,655 gallons. Again, that sounds like we are building a tank farm. We are not. That strictly restricts how many gallons you can have on the site. Our containers are this. So just to make certain that we don't, the public and then the board realize we are not proposing any above ground or below ground tank storage, but that is the requirement of the Suffolk County Department of Health. The paramount concern of the Board of Health, or the Board of Review and Department of Health, was the containment on the product on site. And what they talk about is primary containment and then secondary containment. This is your primary containment. Then they talk about, well, what happens if you puncture one of these? You need to have a secondary containment system. It's really a dike system where you put it into a bathtub. We are very happy and proud that we did some investigation and got from a company in Canada to develop a floating barrier system in which if any liquid, obviously in this case oil, if it came to any of the openings, they have a barrier that literally floats on top of the substance, and automatically, without electronic, without anything else, simply physics, the oil would come underneath the barrier and lift it up and seal all the openings. I offer this this pamphlet, which explains the system. I also, this was given to the planning department and they gave it back to me. And I don't know if the board members in their time want to put this into their laptops, but this is a video of how the system works. It's really very interesting in the fact that when anybody would say, well, what happens if you lose electricity? What happens if something is not energized? This system, and that's why the Board of Health, for the first time, has approved this type of system. It is automatic. It cannot be defeated by any type of external causes. On top of that, we are providing a secondary containment system with the Suffolk County requirements of an epoxy-coated floor, and that, as I said, it was approved by the Suffolk County Department of Health. Just that the board should realize, I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to go by the building. It's an older building. It needs renovation, no doubt about it. And this applicant, that system alone is $500,000. So they're willing to put that system in at $500,000. On top of that, the fire marshal is involved, of course, because of oil. They've already put in $750,000 in a new fire sprinkler system. The building had the old fire sprinkler system, which of course was not acceptable. We plan on putting in $200,000 in a fire alarm system, replacing all of the electrical and lighting system of $250,000 were required by the engineering department to provide drainage improvement, $300,000. The new fencing and landscaping to bring this up to today's standards is $200,000. We anticipate hiring between 12 and 18 employees, which are generally local residents. We believe that it is a beneficial transition from a school bus depot to strictly a warehouse use, which of course is permitted under G industry. I believe we've satisfied and demonstrated that each of the conditions recited in 213, 383.7, 383 and 384, that we have satisfied those conditions, and we believe that we are hoping that the board would take a look at the plans and render a favorable decision.
Thank you, Mr. Conway. Is there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to the cards. So I have one speaker, Calvin Elliott. Mr. Elliott? Oh, the documents. And Mr. Elliott, just state your name and address for the record.
Okay, Calvin Elliott, 445 41st Street, Copiague, New York. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. One of the major concerns is it was the traffic. I think that was addressed. But me, myself, I hear what they're saying, and you give the blueprints, and you give this, you give that, the lawyer speaking and all that, but I haven't seen it. And I would like to see what they're talking about.
Sure.
I believe that my neighbors that live very adjacent to that place, if we could take a look at it,
Yeah, we'll
if they could
arrange-
explain it to us.
Yeah, well, if you want, we can have them do it now. We can make the conference room available.
Terrific.
Right, and you can take all that, and then if you could advise us if you have any additional concerns based on your review of the documents
Okay.
with the applicant.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm
Just-
Beverly,
just state your
Beverly
name.
Elliott.
I'm sorry?
I'm Beverly Elliott,
You're the
445
boss
41st
of-
Street.
The boss of the Elliots?
Yes.
Okay.
I was here the last time, and it was something I forgot to ask. The empty crates and empty barrels.
I'm sorry, just speak
The
into the microphone.
empty crates and the empty barrels,
Right.
where are they going to be stored? I want to make sure they're not stored outside behind the building,
Yep.
piling up for rodents and stuff like that.
Sure, that's a good
I
question.
would like to know
Yeah, we'll
about
have
that.
them come back up and answer that.
Yes. And
Okay.
there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. You said that you will have jobs.
Just speak, yep.
You said that you will have jobs available for the community. Where do you get the applications from?
You're making him go back to work?
Huh? No, I'm retired, but I have grandsons and stuff like that that need
Yes,
jobs.
so we'll have them answer that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'll just have this. Just state your name and address.
Audrey Fitchett, 415 41st Street, Copiague, New York.
Was it Audrey?
Yes.
Audrey, okay, go ahead.
I don't mean any disrespect to any of you sitting up there, but I think 3 o'clock was a little out of the ordinary to have a meeting for the mothers who has to get the kids off the bus, for the working people who don't get off from work until 4 or 5 o'clock. But
And if you have anyone who wasn't able to make it,
yes, I have a couple of people who was here before who was not able to make it because of the time.
yep, but we'll give you contact information because we won't be making a decision on this today.
Or you won't be making a decision on
No.
this today?
So we'll be
Okay.
able to speak to them as
But,
well.
okay, my personal opinion, this is me, is that it's already done. But, as he said, the tractors and trailers has not been down 41st Street or Atlantic. But they are coming in on Cedar, which he said they're supposed to. And compared to him saying all about the buses with the fumes compared to the tractor and trailers, that's neither here nor there. Because the buses, they do have to run at a certain time. And yes, sometimes they do have to idle. But the buses that they have now that's on the other side from where his factory is going to be, they idle, but there's no problem with that either. So we can't compare apples with oranges. And I just want to say, I think it's already done, but you guys have to do what you have to do. But I think it's already done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And Darrell, if you could just answer the two questions of,
Don't leave, we're going to a conference room.
yes.
All right. The storage of any empty crates will be, first and foremost, we agreed that there's no outside storage on the site, and we will make certain that any of the wood, I was down there yesterday, there was some wood debris in the back. We'll make certain that that is cleaned up and removed. There's no outside storage. Everything is inside. Everything will be contained inside, and we will definitely be a good neighbor. As to the employment, after we meet at the conference room, we'll get the application and give it to the Elliots. I'm not certain of Audrey's comment about the buses. There is a bus depot to the west of us, across the street from Cedar, and that's not ours. So
That's gonna remain.
right.
Yeah.
So
why don't we, Ronnie, why don't you show them or Jerry, would the town attorney's conference room be available? Absolutely. Okay. We can have you go into the town attorney's office so you can look
do
at
it right
the
now.
plans.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Okay. I'll take a motion to close and reserve by Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. That's it for the public hearings. We'll go into the agenda. I don't have any cards, so we'll go right into the consensus resolution agenda. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consensus resolution agenda? So we'll proceed with that consensus resolution agenda.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consensus resolution agenda is approved as listed. We'll go to today's resolution agenda, Resolution 901.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Ask the clerk to call the roll.
Councilman Mineta?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney?
Yes.
Councilman Gregory? Supervisor Schaefer?
And abstain. So the resolution is approved. 4 votes in favor, 1 abstention. Resolution 902.
I offer 902.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution is approved. Resolution 903.
I offer resolution 903.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is approved. Resolution 904.
Offer a motion to withdraw?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That resolution is withdrawn. Resolution 905.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney?
Abstain.
Councilman Gregory?
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer?
Yes. Resolution's approved. 4 votes in favor, 1 abstention. Resolution 906.
I offer 906.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 907.
I offer 907.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 908.
Offer resolution 908?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 909.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 910.
I offer 910.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 911.
I offer resolution 911.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. And Resolution 912.
I offer 912.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. That's it. For the excuse me, the resolutions will go to the open portion and to the cards. I have Chris Tyndall. This doesn't work.
All right. Hi, my name is Christopher Tyndall, residing 17 Longfellow Drive, Huntington, New York. I'm a former resident of the town of Babylon, 11 East Harrison Avenue in Babylon, New York. I'm here today to support Mr. Kitt. He resides at 167 Araka Road. I've been following Mr. Kitt's story for the past 2 years. Myself and my son CJ here have personally met Mr. Kitt and been conversing with him for a number of months. He's a hardworking blue-collar guy. He's poured his life savings into purchasing a beautiful piece of property in the village of Babylon. He's been trying for the past 3 years to build his dream home for himself and his father. It's extremely disappointing and disturbing that the mayor of the village of Babylon, Mary Adams, along with the building inspector, Steve Feldman, and the village of Babylon board members have done nothing to help this man. Not only are they not willing to help, they've done everything in their power to impede his ability to complete his dream home. I find it disconcerting that Mr. Kitt has not been allowed to renew his building permit, review his plans, or even receive the inspection reports from the building inspector, Mr. Feldman. Now, he's not even allowed in any Village of Babylon public forum. I find this to be extremely immoral and, quite frankly, illegal. As a fellow taxpayer, it is incomprehensible that the members on this board, who are elected officials and have the ability to put an end to this nonsense, but have done nothing to help Mr. Kitt, who is also a tax-paying resident of Babylon. I request that all of you, or at least one of you, take the proper steps to relieve Mayor Adams and Inspector Feldman of their duties, as they have shown that they're either unable or not willing to perform their jobs properly and protect the citizens of the Village of Babylon.
Thank you. Would CJ like to say anything?
Yes.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I am Christopher John Tyndall, Jr. I am a supporter for Austin Kitt. You have officially pulverized him and his father's life via forgery and technical endangerment. Austin had bought a beautiful property and trying to build his dream home for him and his father, and the mayor and village of Babylon is attempting to demolish his property and dreams. I find it a very immoral and mean to allow the mayor, who is an elected civil servant and real estate agent, has not tried to help Austin Kitt. She has also banned him from the Village of Babylon Town Hall and has not allowed him to renew his building permit. In conclusion, I am extremely disappointed in the mayor and the members of the board of the Village of Babylon, and shocked that no one has stepped up and done the right thing for Mr. Kitt and his father.
Thank you. And he wrote this by himself. I did not even get involved. Thank you. All right. Tim Kitt? Thank you. Tom.
Tom Kitt.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom Kitt.
167 Araka Road, Babylon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This will be very brief. I wish to address the situation at 167 Araka Road. The extreme aggression against my son Austin is out of proportion to the issues at hand. There is no doubt in my mind that the property at 167 Araka Road is a sensitive issue for those involved in the madness that occurred at Gilgo and our Oak Beach. The protection network is widespread, and the extraordinary attention to this property is suspicious, to say the least. It certainly has little to do with my son or I. We're just average citizens attempting to build a home. The sabotage of the home began when the builder offered to ignore the official plans and remove the sealed structure in the basement of the house. From then, it went from bad to worse. Many are complicit and culpable, and you all know who they are. Thank you.
Austin Kitt?
Austin Kitt, 167 Araka Road. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday season. Me and my father, my 74-year-old father, will be heading back to our freezing cold home with no electricity after this. Looking forward to spending our fourth Christmas without a home. Fraud is when a victim gives money for a service and they don't get what they paid for. That is exactly what has occurred with my home project at 167 Araka Road. The building contractor, Joseph Pinola, took my life savings and destroyed my home. This is fraud. The most troubling part of the story is Babylon Village has an inspector that is personally assigned to each home build in our village. He is there to ensure that the home was built safely and meets all the village and New York State codes. Steve Feldman was the inspector assigned to my home. And clearly, he never actually inspected this home. He couldn't have. Yet somehow, on paper, he inspected this home 8 times. This is also fraud. The village residents of Babylon, Farmingdale, Roslyn, and Lake Success should all be very alarmed by the fact that they are trusting a man to perform his duties and he is committing fraud. The unlawful and aggressive village mayor, Mary Adams, has shined a bright light on the much bigger problem now, which is systemic corruption. Her reaction to this fraud has been well documented in her display of lies, threats, and cover-ups. She has orchestrated a disgraceful campaign to malign me and my father's reputation. She has lied to village residents, to New York State senators, and to the Suffolk County police detectives, stating that I made threats against her and her staff. This is a complete and utter lie, and the only threats have been made, the only threats that have been made were by your very own Town of Babylon attorney, Lindsay Henry. You are aware of this, right? Is this an open conversation? Can we talk?
No, you have 3 minutes to.
So I don't have to read a speech. I'm talking. You're aware of the fact that Lindsay Henry threatened my life, right? Mr. Schaefer, are you aware? Your town attorney, Lindsay Henry, the son of former district attorney of Suffolk County. Are you aware of this? Yes or no? You don't answer? You don't speak to people in these meetings? Because your town attorney, Jerry Guarino, sat down with me and he heard the audio tape. And you know what he said? He said he couldn't hear it properly. Do you have any answer to this? Why is this man still employed? No response? How come you responded to the other people that just spoke? Are you just looking at the clock? So what's your response to that? Clearly you heard the audio tape of your buddy, Lindsay Henry, threatening to kill me, right?
3 minutes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Kidd. I don't have any other cards. Anyone wish to speak? Mayor Adams? Just state your name and address for the record.
Sure. Mayor Mary Adams, business address 153 West Main Street, Babylon, New York, 11702. I'd just like to take a minute to say to you, Town Supervisor, and the board, thank you very much for all you have done for our community, whether it's helping our downtown business district, our beaches, our community itself, Councilman McSweeney, and of course our veterans, our breast cancer, and of course I think she left Jen for the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and everything else. You know, I was very blessed years ago to be a trustee under Mayor Scordino. And one of the things when we talked every day early in the morning was at the end of the conversation is, what do we do today, Mary? What are we going to do today? And my answer, of course, after a few, learnings was we do what's in the best interest of Babylon Village. So without all of you, and certainly the ambulance that you were able to provide, this is the first time in Babylon Village history that we had a second ambulance to assist our residents and guests there, the very first time. And I believe we were the last community. And if it were not for you, Supervisor, and all of you, it wouldn't have happened. So I thank you on behalf of our 12,188 residents, maybe minus one. I thank you all for everything that you do for our community as a village and for the town. So Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year ahead.
And thank you for the partnership that we have.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Gregory. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you. We do have one final presentation that we wanted to make.
Is Kirsten and Riley Lohr here?
Yes, they are.
Come on down. So Kirsten and Riley Lohr, thank you so much for coming down to the town board meeting today. We wanted to recognize you for everything that you are doing for the local community. So I'm going to read a little bit about their accomplishments. So Kirsten and Riley Lohr of Lindenhurst hosted their third annual Thanksgiving food drive. The girls successfully filled 39 bags as part of Island Harvest's Thanksgiving Adopt a Family program. Each bag consisted of vegetables, fruits, desserts, potatoes, stuffing, cranberry, and yams. This was their most successful collection yet, and they are already planning ways to make the event more successful next year. So thank you and congratulations.